That's awesome, sorry officer. Good to see you. Welcome into the stream. We're about to get started. Family, guys, how's everyone feeling this morning? Hopefully you guys have more of your PC builds put together. We're getting a bit closer to the holiday season, and it seems like these RAM prices, unfortunately, they're not really budging. In fact, they're talking about HBMs, and they're also talking about DRAM that is going to constantly go up in price, and it doesn't seem that it's going to change in the foreseeable future. So, what's up, Wasabi? Good to see you. How's everything with the move? I'm glad that you were able to move your PC and everything. Were you able to take out your GPU and your RAM and everything just like you wanted to? Everything moves safely? I know you can't, that 9800 X3D can't wait to break out of its box finally and be able to go into your PC. And you got that 9070 XT. I bet you can't wait to see. Yes, and the 9090 XTX. That is a great question, Ntanko HOA. What's up, Takuma? And this is a great question to start off the day with. And the real question is, when is the 9090 XTX going to get here? More than likely, if we do see any indication of that, that's going to happen during the whole CES press conference. And that's going to happen on, I'll tell you exactly when. It's going to happen January 5th of 6:30 Western time. That's when the press conference is going to happen. If there's any indication of a new GPU coming out from AMD, we'll certainly hear it from then. So, do you know? No, I do not. So, getting to the point, AMD, it seems that a lot of people are actually putting pressure on them to bring back the 5000 series or even the 3000 series CPUs because of the pricing. It's just so expensive now when it comes to building even AM5 build because of the pricing of RAM, DDR5. It's funny because AMD actually ended up sending out a post on Twitter, or also known as X, that they put out this post saying that hardware enthusiasts can expect certain improvements, especially for Zen 6 coming up. And Zen 6 is supposed to be quite the change over from a Zen 5. And I'm really curious to see how that's going to end up performing. So Simply Takuma says, I think with the RAM issue, there is no more RTX 5000 Super and no more. And that's the thing. I agree with Takuma. I have a good indication that we're probably not going to see it. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any GPUs. We're not going to see any real new products. In fact, I feel 2026 is going to end up being more of a stagnant year. And I'm a bit scared about going to CES because it's almost like, what are they going to present there that's going to improve in the PC hardware space? Even though they present these new motherboards, they present new, say they have new GPU variations even, how is anybody going to really afford RAM? In fact, it's so bad, and I'm sure all of you can certainly relate to this. If you guys have Newegg or you have any other PC hardware app on your phone, and you have notifications set when there's new breaking deals, and that new deal comes in, just like I just received one yesterday from Newegg, and again, it was a Corsair 32GB of just DDR5 RAM. It had 6000 megahertz, really decent CL30, and they said it was for a deal, for one of their December deals. Went into it, and immediately it said that this piece of RAM was $480. So tell me how that exactly is a deal. So they skipped that, and we'll see next generation GPUs in 2027. So sorry, officer, as for any experience of 4K webcams, there's actually quite a few out there. If you are looking for some decent ones, I think even Elgato makes some really decent ones if you're looking for more of the webcam side. Yeah, NVIDIA selling their die practically without just the PCB, the die, and that's it. No VRAM attached. They just send it out to their suppliers and they're like, you go get it, you go figure it out. That is certainly what throws everything off the market. In fact, because NVIDIA's and again, when it comes to NVIDIA, when they're cutting down production, I'm talking about their 50 series. Specifically, they said about the 5070s and the 5070 Ti's. And more or so, the 5080s and 5090s will certainly follow. If you notice that the stock has slowly been decimating. So if you don't have your hands on a GPU, it's certainly a good idea to get your hands on one, especially if you are in need of it. And we will go into Micro Center. We will take a look to see how the supplies are looking today, because they are slowly diminishing. And of course, when low stock happens, that means that the pricing will also increase because of that. So let's see. So awesome, Anoni. Thank you for the donation. Let's see. What do I think about Intel's comeback? I think in 2026, it's a year of AMD domination. It's a possibility. It all depends on what Intel has to present on the table. Now, if Intel presents something very decent, originally they were supposed to bring something out like with up to even 52 cores, which is pretty insane. If Intel does this successfully, then they could compete once again. But how many times have we been fooled by Intel saying that they'll come out with a real competitor, and they never do? But I do have to say, this time, I think it's going to be quite different, especially when it comes to Intel's 18A. If you guys are unfamiliar with their 18A, that's what they are currently experimenting with Panther Lake. And the reason why I use the word experimenting is because they are starting to put it in things like laptops, and they put it into handheld devices to show just the power of what Intel is capable of. In fact, they want to compete it against TSMC's 3nm nodes. So if it can be competitive in that sense, then we have a bit of a closer competitor when it comes to Intel and AMD. So I am certainly hoping for more competition, as AMD certainly needs it, because otherwise AMD can dictate the prices, kind of like how NVIDIA can dictate the prices when it comes to their GPUs. Awesome. Oh, why, Alex? Your motherboard more than likely is good. What do you think? Let's see. What do you think Intel will make a comeback with CPUs by 2030? I'd say that's realistic. That's a very realistic timeline, because that's a good giving 4 years. And for them, if everything goes well and as planned, Intel could make a comeback, especially if they are if this new node is really as close as they say it is, then we'll actually have a true competitor. I think Intel will actually do well. More than likely, when they come out with their new processor, they're going to end up with DDR6. And because just like similarly, like when it came to Outer Lake, they were the first ones that actually came with DDR5. And I am curious to see how that's going to go, because if that does happen, we're already short of DDR5 as it is. So just imagine DDR6. And again, that won't happen until probably like 27. So even mid-range stocks will be down. That's where it's going to hit hardest the most. Is going to be the RTX 5070s, the 5070 Ti's, and more than likely you're going to see it on the 9060 and the 9070 Spectrum. I'll never stop saying it. Thank God I bought the 5070 Ti back in September and didn't wait for Black Friday deals and holidays prices. Yeah, and that's the crazy part. And Wasabi's not kidding. So Samsung is running hot. They can't even sell RAM to their Samsung. Yes. And that's exactly what I had mentioned like for the last week. It's funny how like it's starting to really push out into the news now. What's a good CPU to pair with the RTX 5060? Now, it depends on the type of motherboard that you do plan on using. Assuming that you're using an AM5 motherboard, you can easily pair it with something like even like a 9600X, and more than likely you'll be happy with. So let's go ahead and take a look at Micro Center and check out the supplies, because it's certainly going to diminish, not only due to holiday sales, but it's also going to diminish because of the inventory that a lot of manufacturers do currently have. So let's take a look on Micro Center, guys, and I will switch it over. There we go. Oh, Old poll, guys. You can ignore it. I'll put a new poll up in a bit. But we're going to take a look at some GPUs. Let's take a look at RTX 5070 Ti's and see if the price has adjusted in any of them. So I hope after the Intel CPU refresh with the Z990 with the LGA 1954 socket, they bring the LGA 2000. Yeah, you know what's funny? That's so much closer to becoming like the server grade chips, which is their 2011s. It's funny to watch it grow to that sense. What's up? What's up? G D Pooty? Hopefully I said that. G the Pooty. Dark Style Tech says, I'm looking to buy a RTX 5070 FE. That's awesome if you are able to get your hands on it. And from what I've heard is that NVIDIA is actually still selling a lot of their Founders cards. So here goes a 5070 Ti, still fairly priced. It's a wonderful PNY. I know you PNY fans are out there for $750. So AM4 DDR4 is the new meta. AMD, bring back the production. You know, I sent them that same tweet, which I'm going to show you in a bit. You know what? Let's go back. I'll go back to it in a bit because I'm just curious about the pricing. Okay, so for more of the enthusiast cards, for more of the serious cards here, the ASUS NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 Ti, the tough gaming overclocked GPU is $850. So that's not too bad. It's holding a bit fair value. Zotac is holding fair value. So if anybody doesn't have a GPU, and it looks like in the Miami side at least, they are still holding up well when it comes to their supplies. Now, I know, you know what's funny with the build? More than likely, I think with this Intel build, I'll definitely throw the poll out there for everybody to vote on because we're going to do a Intel build. It's going to be based on more of either the refresh processor. If they don't come out with the refresh processor, then we'll probably use the 285K and then build from there. And I'm going to put out a poll to see what everyone's going to vote on the GPU side to see what type of GPU they would like to see in this PC build. This all feels like they're forcing people to cloud only. And you know, you're not the only one to say that, Jason. I've been hearing that a lot recently. They don't want people to actually game on hardware. But I'm trying to make sense of it. Why would they want something like that? So I was going to buy 32 gigabytes of RAM, but now I have to get 16. What's up, Rehad? Good to see you. I know, Takuma. I can't even answer that one. MSI NVIDIA MSI NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070. This is one of their top tier cards. If anyone goes MSI and they go 5070 Ti, I highly recommend Trio or the Supreme. They're great cards to go. Personally, to me, I don't like the Ventus, but some people actually like them. Maybe it's because before I had a pretty bad experience with them. They weren't really reliable. They weren't great. They had their issues, cooling issues specifically, but it seems that it certainly has gotten better over time. I mean, they did give it 4.6 stars, $814 for that model. Now, if we go to a 5070, let's see. I'm curious about how their 5070 supply is. Usually Ti is the minimum that I recommend because 16 gigabytes is the new standard when it comes to VRAM. And again, because of the limited VRAM, they are going to tighten up supplies when it comes to specifically the 5070 and the 5070 Ti. AMD more than likely is going to end up tightening their side, especially when it comes to their 16 gigabyte cards. More than likely, they're probably going to end up selling, realistically, less 9060s with 8 gigabytes because, again, it makes no sense to sell the two 16 gigabyte models if they go the direction that I hope that they go. So, exactly that, Jason. They don't want anybody to own their own system. Instead, some people are... It's funny because more and more people are talking about getting NVIDIA's cloud service because of it. So this GeForce NVIDIA's is a RTX 5070 WindForce. It's a gigabyte card, very decent SFF. And so it's for a short form factor build. You can pick it up for $550, which honestly isn't too bad. So what do you reckon? So what I believe when it comes to RAM pricing, I think we will see more of a price drop the same time next year. So I give it a full year. Even though they're exaggerating, I think they're saying 2027. Not that I think, they are saying 2027. Specifically, SK Hynix is saying this, but they also did say in the same sentence that that we're not sure with the exact timeline. Reason being is because they are waiting for their new foundry to get built. They are extending their current fab, and if they extend their current fab right now, that can allow more demand to get filled from both AI and the consumer side. If you guys haven't seen the note by G Skull, it's pretty hilarious. In fact, I thought it was. It's funny because, again, it's funny but not funny because it's a bit ridiculous how they state this. Lost souls. You said ask anything, so what's your opinion? So I ask anything about tech, bro. That's what I talk about. Yes, thank you. This is a tech channel, not a political channel. So, what you think about the cooling on MSI 5080 Expert? I think it's actually quite decent. I think it's a unique card. Yes. So if you're not into that, then you're in the wrong chat. Right, chat? Nobody's looking for that. So what G-Skill has put out was this. I'd say when it comes to MSI Supreme, I think it's an excellent card, and it's unique. In fact, it was one of the cards I was actually considering, not MSI Supreme, when it comes to the Expert card. They put why G-Skill DRAM memory has increased so much since 2025. DRAM prices are experiencing significant industry-wide volatility due to severe global supply constraints and shortages driven by unprecedented high demand from the AI industry. So they're already throwing the bus under AI. And they said, as a result, G-Skill procurement and sourcing costs have substantially increased. So G-Skill pricing reflect industry-wide component cost increases from IC suppliers subject to change without notice based on market conditions. Purchasers should be mindful of the pricing before purchasing. Thank you. So they're practically saying, just be mindful. That's it. We're not going to touch the prices, but just be mindful. We just follow what the market demand is. That's all they say it is. What's up, Curry? So, yes, PC is the... Yes, absolutely. It will soon not be PC. Yeah, it seems like it. We're going into the AI race at this point, right, guys? It seems that everything that we want when it comes to the PC side. I'm using a PNY 50. So what's your thoughts of that, Sheba? I would love to know your thoughts of the PNY 5080 because it's been quite controversial when it comes to their cards recently. Because if you guys haven't heard the recent controversy when it comes to PNY, some people are having issues to where the capacitors actually start to actually blow up. So, but on your side, how is your experience so far? Has it been pretty good for the most part? So I'm kind of between the 5070 Ti and Aorus Master and the 5080 Expert. That's those two excellent cards to go with. And honestly, I think you'd be happy with either one. But I do have to ask you, what type of motherboard do you have? AI, there's another. Who hopes, you know what? I'm going to throw a poll out there. How many people? Yeah, I'm trying to pinpoint this question exactly. And this question is going to be more based on, let's see. I'm going to throw right down here, guys. So I'm going to throw out a poll for everybody out there. Out of curiosity, I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this. And are you tired of AI? Would you give it up? Would you? And that is the poll that will be coming up in just a bit here, guys. So in order to vote on this poll, you just simply hit 1 or 2. It's a yes or no question. So it's going to just come up as 1 or 2. So you can feel free to put your vote in. If you had a chance, are you guys pretty much fatigued when it comes to AI? Are you guys, if you had the opportunity to give it up, meaning everything of AI, like you couldn't use AI anymore, even though it's useful in a sense, would you be willing to give it up? I used to, MSI Carbon's excellent. I think to match your board, I would go MSI Expert. It'd be worth it. Just the extra $150. Go MSI Expert, and you're going to be 100% satisfied. So, Alex so far says no. He's not willing to give up AI. Skynet incoming. It's funny too. There's a video I got to share with you guys. It's pretty hilarious. I use only AI for helping with thumbnails. Yeah, see? And that's the problem, guys. It seems that we gotten so used to it. You've been using it so much as a tool that it's almost like a lot of people are not going to be willing to give up. Oh, wow. So I'm surprised to see all the no. I'm surprised nobody voted yes. They would be willing to sacrifice it. And you see, that's why AI is so popular. That's why all the RAM, why all the HBMs are being used up, why the NAND is being necessary, because everyone is using it. And unfortunately, that is the real case. I got a good poll to ask on the next one too. I need I can't who's into LLMs out of curiosity in the chat? Who's all into LLMs? Because I know it's so much different when you're going through like LLMs, because the reason why is because it's so much quicker in response versus a server response what you get from AI. So for example, if you have a LLM on your PC, or if you have a model that you do use that is local, that the responses are instant. It's not nearly as long. So that's like a really great selling point, like for anybody that does use AI on a local system. And the funny thing is, it's going to get a bit more interesting because the usage of AI. The crazy part is, oh, we got one that says yes. We got one person that, but I look at AI with not fully into it. What's up, HB? Welcome in. Ace! Will GPU and CPU prices go up? GPUs will. CPU prices, I think, are going to hold for the most part. Currently, we're keeping an eye on the GPU market. In fact, we're going to, how about we go ahead and check PC Parts Picker's graph here, which is going to be the GPU price tracker. And we can check right here. And more than likely, the good thing is, it seems that the A380 is holding for any Intel fans out there. if this poll was able to move 1,000 times per vote, Lisa would definitely do it. Doesn't it take a Threadripper or equivalent to do an LLM? Not necessarily. It just depends on the type of processor that you have and how big your model is. Now, if you have a really large LLM, yes, then it would be required much more like a Threadripper. Some people even use up to 35090s for their LLM, depending on how large you want your flexibility when it comes to your AI. So I just found out a guy in my city created in Legal Sense started ordering the Crucial SSD. He got it for way cheap, and now he's selling them for retail. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, that's the only problem. So if anybody does have Crucial, virtually that's the biggest thing we got to worry about, is more the warranty side. And you see the RTX 4070, that just makes me laugh, because that just tells you that it's not on the market anymore. The RTX 4070 Ti Super, it was in the market until about like September, and then it dropped off October. Like, let's stop selling it. there goes the signal right there. It's funny when you look at it, because that just tells you that that's when RAM became very important. When it came to the wafers, not really RAM, but wafers itself became very important because if you look at the what's the right word for it? If you look at the I'm trying to think of the correct word. But anyway, the point is, this happened pretty much the same time as RAM exploded in pricing. So this is around the exact same time, just slightly after September. They said, we're not going to sell 4070 Ti's anymore because we know there's going to be limited constraints. 4080s, they're still selling them. And they're still selling them at like 1,500. Let's see, 4080 Supers, they're selling. So they just dropped the 4070 Super Ti Super line. What's the absolutely cheapest M-ATX case on Amazon UK? Hard to say, but I have to ask you, did you figure out your whole power supply issue? I'd say I would figure that out. You can't have a PC without a decent power supply, Alex. I would highly recommend to check it out. A week ago, he sold 2 terabytes of... Wow, really? Hook me up with them. I think the chat could use it. Everyone in the chat could buy some 2 terabyte PCI Express 5 for a good deal. If they could get it for $100, I think we'd all pitch in. When is Windows 12 coming out? And since Windows are saying that they are going to do a 3... you know, the funny thing is, I think they're going to end up dropping it probably within the next year. Because Windows 11's been out quite a while. It's been out since 2021 about. And it's just been terrible. I just hope Windows 12 isn't really AI based as much. Because like a lot of it's coded in AI. And that's why it's so problematic. In fact, so many people ran into different issues. If you go into the Discord server, you can certainly see how many people has run into the issue of using Windows 11. So I use a 9950 XTD and a 15. Oh, really? What's the new build going to be based on? Yeah, the 4070 Supers are pretty much gone. What is the best air cooler right now? Price is not. I would say Noctua. Go Noctua. They have a great air cooler. They have one at the best. It's silent. You won't even hear it turn on. That's how great it is. You check them out. They actually have a new model. I think it's called the NH2. Check out their air coolers. That's the one I would recommend if price isn't a problem. In fact, they're so good that some people actually use Noctua's NH2. They even use them like for Threadrippers. That's how good it is. I'd give up a... So Tiger Claw says, I got a pretty good RAM, so I would sell half pricing when it gets super high. Maybe even one stick for a bit. I like PC prices to go through the roof. That's the evil side, Tiger Claws. That's the evil side. That all the poor people in the 2026 era, when it comes to building a PC, especially for those who saved hard. And just imagine the people who are the type that they don't want to look into a PC build just quite yet. Say that they're saving and they're like, okay, I know it's going to cost me maybe about $2,000 to build a PC. And they stop looking at PC parts because it's just too tempting. Instead, they just save without really paying attention to anything in the PC hardware space. Next thing you know, 2026 comes up and then bam, they have to pay this crazy pricing when it comes to RAM, when it comes to GPUs. And then they're like, wow, I'm like $1,500 short. So Royal Predator 130 Ultra. I have to look into that one. I spilled behind on the PSU. That is insane. Directly into the... I'm assuming you're talking into the radiator, right? You dropped it into... Did it leak? I'm surprised it didn't leak into your PC and short it out, to be honest. That's insane. That's highly dangerous. I would immediately shut it off and make sure to let it air out like for at least 3 days. Yes. Can you recommend me the best brand model for the 9060 XT? Certainly. In fact, let's go take a look at it. We'll go to Micro Center guy. Let's go with Newegg. We love to have... we always have fun with Newegg because they have such great deals. Okay, so I'm going to end up closing the poll for you guys right here. So far, it looks like the big vote is no. Nobody is really willing to give up AI. Unfortunately, you see the demand for it. And the demand is right in front of this poll. Most people are not willing to give up AI to get especially for the good. Obviously, people need it as a tool. Hopefully, it gets better in a sense. Unfortunately, it's going to end up using quite a bit of energy, which I will get into a bit. But let's go. Yeah, Noctua and Hoctua. They need to have a collaboration. So just to get a 4800 megahertz RAM DDR5 and the crazy part, it just goes up in pricing. Let's go 9060 XT. Now it's a bit tricky when you look up a 9060 XT because you have to specify 16 gigabytes. Don't get fooled by the XT because for some reason AMD made it confusing. If you put XT, they're going to assume that you either want the 8 gigabyte or the 16 gigabyte model, unlike the 9070 variants where if it doesn't have XT, then you know it's 8 gigabytes. If it has XT, then you know it's 16 gigabytes, but they decided not to do the same thing when it comes to this end. So I'll close up this poll, guys, and I will throw another poll in a bit. But when it comes to getting a 9060 XT, ASUS does have a great model. They have the tough 9060 XT. They have it for actually a great deal. This one's the ASUS dual Radeon RX 9060 XT for $390. XFX is also awesome if you go with that brand. Gigabyte is also decent as well when it comes to theirs. Now, I get a bit mixed when it comes to certain ones, but specifically, if you go with Gigabytes on WindForce, I know they're really decent when it comes to it. ASRock actually has a decent one, which is... Oh, and you can't forget Sapphire. Sapphire is awesome as well. What are your specs, by the way? Yeah, Nitro is an awesome model. I highly recommend Sapphire. For anyone out there who likes AMD cards, Sapphire makes excellent cards. In fact, they have this new card that they're coming out with. I got to share with you guys. So, I have no issues with throttling, but I would say with the vent, a better AIO, the Trix is nice. It's really nice. Has anybody have the TYRX? I gotta ask. Yeah, all DDR5 is good RAM in my opinion. You don't need the best. Yeah, because the problem is when it comes to RAM, I do have to say the Nitro plus AMD RX 90. That's a good one actually. That's a decent one. Yes, thank you, sorry. Thank you for letting everybody know. So, when it comes to something like this, when it comes to their GPUs, the 9060 XT, ASRock Challenger is really good. XFX makes excellent ones. Here's the Sapphire version, a really great card. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Sapphire is actually coming out with a BTF version. The Sapphire BTF, which is this. BTF RT, not RTX, RX 9070 XT. And it's coming out sometime soon. Take a look at this. This is pretty dope. As you guys know, if you got the CD video earlier in the year, we did a build with a Sapphire Nitro Plus. And if you take a look at the cover, here is the extender for anyone that wants to go BTF, or you want to go stealth, or you want to go MSI's Project Zero. You can easily throw this in there. And what this will do is you won't need to hook up any power connectors. That is what the point of that is. So you don't actually have to hook up like a 12-volt high power port. In fact, this can go in directly into your motherboard if you have a BTF motherboard. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with a BTF motherboard, it's going to look something like this. I'll look up a BTF motherboard from ASUS. You'll see it has an extra connector on there to where you can actually plug that in, and you don't have to, it doesn't require a 12-volt high power port, which is nice for a lot of people out there. And you see that, you see where the PCI Express slot is right there, where you usually install a graphics card. And right here is the BTF connection. So you can, and not only does it look clean, but you won't have to, you don't have to hook up any extra cables to it. So you don't have anything sticking out. This is what's really nice about a BTF build, BTF board. So this is one of the ideas that we're going to go ahead and go with when 2026 is doing one of these type of builds. Black Sapphire Nitro Plus would be dope. Unfortunately, all I know is that they do have that grayish, kind of like a charcoalish color. Not really charcoal, but it's more like a dark gray gunmetal color. But it fits really well if you do have a black motherboard or even a white one, because it's just a neutral color. So do they make high-end Pulse cards? Pulse is pretty much their top of the end. They name them Nitro Plus would probably be their more higher end version of Sapphire. Tomorrow I will purchase a Nitro Plus, AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT overclocked GPU at the computer show in Taipei. Oh, awesome! I hope you get it, Mangbe. So, yes. So this is the BTF version. Here goes actually another GPU that has it. That's awesome. It's pretty wild, this build, right? Like, look at this. I'm just staring at those ports. That's insane. That's pretty dope looking. Yeah, same. It's been 3 months. I am also thinking of repacing my CPU. My GPU is fine. It's just a processor. Repacing, there's nothing wrong with it. It's worth it. In fact, there's this new one, guys. It's called MX7. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's apparently they're claiming it's going to actually keep your temperatures even cooler. So I definitely am looking into this to myself here. It's made by Arctic, and as you guys are familiar, they have the MX4, the MX5. Let me see. Let me go onto Amazon because their website doesn't want to load. MX7. I think they actually have it for sale already. Yep, here it is. So, and Kaylin says if oh, that's funny. So does it, guys? I should throw that up as a poll. So 9070 XT BTF white version gets some box, but some people, oh really? Oh, that, yeah, you know, that there's some lucky people, I gotta say. I would love to get my hands on that. I'm working right now in order to get a BTF motherboard in. That way we can take a look at it. I would love to see how well it does. But this is the MX7 right here. It claims it gets up down to 68 degrees. So something like this might be worth looking into. As you guys are familiar, you got the MX4, you got the MX7, and the MX6. And I always like the Arctic Silver too. That's also one of the top ones of my choices. Cryonaut's really good. Hope they make black. Check out this motherboard. Sure. If you answer my question, Alex, did you get that? Did you fix that power supply issue? I would worry about your power supply before a motherboard, to be honest. When you get a BTF motherboard, is it AMD or Intel? It's going to be AMD. I'm working on an AMD board coming in, and when that comes in, we'll definitely take a look at it. It's more than likely we'll probably end up using a case like this to build, which is going to be the Corsair 5400. So how's everyone out there who's just coming in? I know you guys just come in and are dealing with the whole volatility side when it comes to the GPUs. I'm thinking of a case like this for the BTF build because I'm really curious about the triple chambered size. I highly doubt it, Alex. Chris, what are your PCs? So I have two PCs. Now, the one that I'm currently streaming on, it's a Threadripper 3970X, has a ASUS Noctua RTX 5080, has up to about 64 gigabytes of DDR5, 3600 megahertz, and it also has 3 NVMe's pretty much in it, 2 4TB ones, Samsung 980, also next storage, and also Western Digital's Blue is also installed on it too as well. It also does have a 1200 watt power supply, which is the 12M by Be Quiet, and it is inside of a ASUS TUF 501 case with a Deep Cool EX Castle 360 cooler. So, LSG, what's up? Welcome in. So that one is the stream build. For the gaming build, it's going to be a bit quite different. Yes. You think you damaged the motherboard? Why? How'd you damage the motherboard? Because originally it wasn't working, right? Yes. And believe it or not, it's never enough. Like it's just so consuming when you store so much videos into a PC. So, cause that's gonna get. This case is gonna yeah, I think so too. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for these cases to get really cheap. This is what attracts me about it. It can fit up to 360 millimeters of a card. So this is a very good case for anybody out there. What is unique about the Corsair's 5400 Air is that it's also triple chamber. So I really want to get my hands on this. Yes, share with the chat, Alex. Let everybody know the issues that you're having. So as you see, this is why it's triple chamber. You get airflow through the top, which is for your GPU. You even get airflow for your CPU, and you get airflow for the PSU as well. So you can actually get cooling in 3 different directions. So triple chamber is the new wave of things. So right here, this is how you get airflow through your GPU, and then through your CPU side. Take a look here. Easily set it up in the front. And then even on the side, this is what's interesting. On here, this is like a duct practically that goes into the back of your PSU to keep it cool. So it helps it keep it more silent. And this is going to be useful for anyone that goes BTF build, because it's going to get pretty hot. Because the motherboard in the front's not going to get really that as hot compared to the back. So something like this would make more sense for anyone that's going for like a BTF build. So just ordered that case for it. Oh yeah? Awesome. You got to let me know how you like it, LSG. You picked out a dope case. It's currently like $230 now, right? Right now, DDR5 RAM is more... Yeah, you know what's funny? It's so expensive that you see people making things like watches out of them. You can get some gold chains with some RAM on it. That would be pretty nice. In fact, I would love to get a chain in Taiwan that's gold and with some DDR5 RAM. So this is the white one. They also have a black version for anyone that is looking for something a bit more stealthy. And it also does have the IQ Link if that's what you're looking for too. If you have all Corsair parts. Look how much more it is though. If you get the IQ Link with it, it's like $310. $260 with shipping. So at these prices, I wish I could sell my RAM and scale down. You know what? Let's go check out Dealsember, guys. Let's go on Newegg and check out Dealsember. Oh, here we go. They're starting to come out with combo kits. I got to share this with you guys. So right here, it's like they put it right in the corner, like where you barely can see it. It's over there on the left. And it says that combo kits that can save up to $101. So you build this wonderful combo, right? You got AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D. That's like about what? Like usually about $400 when it's on sale. You can get it at $390 if you're lucky, but let's just give it $400. The ASUS ROG Strix X. Let's see what Strix that they picked. Oh, that's funny. So the Strix X870E H Gaming. Not familiar as much with the H Gaming, but that seems fair. And also, you get a wonderful discount on your RAM here for $61. So you only pay $408 for your set. So they make it seem like you're saving $10 on your CPU here. In fact, they make it seem like you're saving $20. So you're paying what, $459. And again, $459 is pretty much like MSRP price. Like when it comes to a AMD Ryzen 9800X3D. Dan Sans Revolution 5. Brother, I'm thinking of building a PC with a Ryzen 5700X and two 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and a RTX 5060. I mean, it doesn't hurt. You can go ahead and do something like this because I can understand because of the volatility of how expensive RAM is. Absolutely, I agree. 408 I know, right? What a bargain. Who's gonna say no to that? Let's go ahead. Let's take a look. And they forgot to throw this in there, guys. If you get their RAM, you get some free McAfee total protection. You can't live without that. Limited offer, guys. It is a limited offer right there. So as you guys can see, you get free McAfee total protection. I've seen premium models for $260, like for X870E Carbon MSI. I know, right? Gets up a caffey. Oh, here we go. You get $60 off if you go with the Corsair Vengeance model, $755. So let's go ahead and click it. Let's take a quick view. Save even more. You can save. You can actually save with the promo code if you type this in. And again, for that code, when you type it in, they're saying you get $60 off with the code. So you pay only about $6.95. $6.95, guys. And then when you go down, let's take a look. You get their warranty. All right, let's see their specs here for it, because they're not telling you everything here because it's not going to fit on their title up there. So let's go down to the specs. We'll check it out. As you get the 40-40-40-77. So that cast latency is practically CL40. So you're paying nearly $700 for CL40, guys. That's a great deal. Yes, it's at this point, it's no point to have something like McAfee. I've seen premium models for $260, like for X8. You know, the crazy part is, if you look at the motherboard side of the pricing that you see for RAM, even for something like with CL40, it just shows you how bad the pricing is. I mean, let's look up MSI Carbon. We'll look up like one of their best ones, the X870E. It's like they're selling their RAM that was said. I know, that's the problem. They are. That's exactly the problem. If they can't get rid of it, they will bundle it, or they will try to entice you by putting it like, oh, it's $60 off, or even $100 off. Even if it was $100 off, guys, would you go ahead and make a purchase like that? I'll buy Corsair CV650 PSU soon, and a MSI 5050. Awesome. Yeah, once you do that, I feel like that problem's going to be resolved. Because, honestly, Alex, you can save your money. You don't need to spend more money on a motherboard if you don't have to. That motherboard is so tough. It is. I love it. You know what's crazy? This motherboard is considered that one... This can't even... You can literally trade your RAM for this motherboard. Tell me how that makes sense. You can trade your RAM, that's CL40, for this motherboard. And this is beasted. This is a wonderful and beasted motherboard. Take a look at this, guys. Look at that setup. Isn't that amazing? They got the BIOS, CMOS, and a smart button. What RAM is going to do that? I did my build in May, so I'm happy. And I did it. Oh, I'm glad you did it, Dark. Anyone who, the fancy RGB, I love that dragon though. It is dope though. That dragon is amazing. 4090 better, more CUDA, more RAM. Just paid $1,400 for 112. No, did you really, LSG? Oh wow, that's insane. I can't believe you actually did it. Hey, I mean, you know, remember how Takuma went to buy that kit? It was like $500. And right now he's laughing because he's like, I bought it only for $500, but really that kit's now like probably like 11 maybe of the just G-Skill the Royals. Here goes some builds right here that you can check it out in. You had no choice. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Oh, really? It's $12.99 now. And we can actually look it up. It's the Royal Tridents. Royal Trident. 64 gigabytes. 6,000 megahertz. This is what he has. This could buy you 2 MSI X870E carbons. Oh, they don't even have it. Let me see. Let me try again. Let me just type Royal. Maybe it'll come up. Maybe it's my... Here we go. Here it is. Royal series. Yep. Here it is. This is what he ended up picking up. Now, look at the price of it now. That's insane. A while ago, didn't somebody... Yes, they did. They traded in 192 gigabytes for a GPU. And you know what that GPU was, guys? The GPU that was traded for those 192 gigabytes was RTX 5070 Ti. You could have got a 5090 if you wanted to for trading in that RAM. And the carbon motherboard lighting is cool too. Yeah, yeah, everybody loves it. 64. Oh, it's 6400. That's worth even more. That's worth more than this kit. Because if it's that, let's take a look, guys. We're gonna put CAS latency. No, right here. I'm gonna look it up right now. Let's see how much it's worth. It really is like buying gold, because now the price is just gonna increase. Let's see. Let's try to break it down more. Here we go, 28. So I'm going to take off CL30, CL26, CL28, and we're going to see how much the value is for it now. Okay, so these are what they have for CL28. They probably don't even have it on sale anymore. You know what I have to do? I have to check off in stock. Make sure it's off. No. I guess I have to leave it on. Let me see. We're probably not even going to find it, to be honest. Because take a look. They have this one. This is again 6,000 megahertz, so that's not it. Yeah, they don't even list it. They don't even list it. So we can't even look up the price. So yours is going to be the type where it says you can ask to see what the price is. It's not, they're not even going to list it. They're going to say, pretty soon it's going to be like that for RAM, guys. So if you want to get a RAM kit, they're going to be like, if you want to see, you know, like how you add something to your cart, it'll tell you the price typically. Like, for example, we know the price is $500 for this set. But it's going to get to the point once we add the RAM to the cart, and then it goes to the point to the cart now, it's going to say, make sure to call in to see the full pricing. They won't even tell you the pricing anymore, unless you fully go through with the purchase. Tranquility, what's going on? Only $950. That's car money, absolutely. I mean, the 5090 is like $3K net right now. Yeah, I mean, it really is. A lot of the 5090s will definitely go up in value because of the VRAM. MSI Supreme GeForce RTX 5090. This is the AIO one for $3,057. I could not find it either. That's why I went to the Corsair Dominator, but only the 64 gigabyte. Oh, really? The 96 kit? Okay. I will look up the Dominator. 96 gigabyte. Oh, this is going to be fun, guys. Oh, they don't even list it. All right, let's look it up on Google, man. Oh, wow. Is it the titanium ones here? 1207.99. You see that, guys? 1207.99 for that kit. So who wants some Corsair Dominators? 96 gigabytes. They're 6400 megahertz. This is CL32. So this is even CL30. So just imagine CL30. Let's take a look. Let's try just see if the price adjusts a little bit. It's a little bit slower when it comes to transfer rate, but oh, they only have the 32 gigabyte kit. They're very specific on what they have. Yeah, so they only have this as the CL32 kit. So I was thinking of carbon, but cheaped out for a Tomahawk. Hey, Tomahawks are great. Those are one of the most recommended boards, I gotta say, especially if you're building a PC. You don't have a lot of money to throw into a motherboard, but Tomahawk is actually one of the best x870 boards you can get. And it's not that expensive. Hey, a 5090 is a 5090, right? Just like what they say, $20 is $20. That my kit is 64 gigabyte CL30. Oh yeah, it's worth $1,000. Yeah, you know what's funny? There's a lot of everybody who has a PC build. When you really think about it, if you look at your RAM, just look at it. If it's on your desk right now, take a look at your RAM. Because if you do have a 6,000 megahertz kit, you have a RAM kit that's 6,000 megahertz, 6,400 megahertz, low latency, maybe CL26. So you ended up getting it earlier this year. That you're looking at gold right there. That's like That's going to end up being worth more than your GPU, more than likely. So I love the big sale tags. don't you love how they put sale tags all over it? I bought 64 gigabytes of Trident, a Z5 Neo, before Ramageddon. That I'm glad you did, because it's crazy, because they were pushing out CL26 just earlier this year, and it was not nearly as expensive. Doing a 9900X build until 9950X 3D2 comes out. That's a great choice, because again, more than likely we're going to hear more of these processors in the release, probably not even that long. Let me count the weeks, in fact. We're probably going to see it within probably 3 weeks, about 3 weeks, because that's when AMD's press conference is. I think they're going to mention the processors first, because if they followed the same thing, what they did earlier in the year at CES, they'll probably do the same thing. They'll announce the processor side first before they start announcing the other side of the GPUs. And I'm really having high hopes for this whole 9090 to end up being released, or 9080, whatever they decide to call it, because we could really use another competitor in the market. 8000 CL38. That's a good. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at 8,000. They don't have 8,000. They got some up to 7,600. Reduced from to a normal. That's crazy. Sorry. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Man, you got some gold there, Takuma. The AMD's headed to 2. Yes. Is this the new normal? Exactly, and that's the problem. You're forced into getting a... Who... Here's a good question for you guys right here. If the pricing for PCs hold this way within till, say, 2027, are you still going to end up being still wanting to have a PC or keep a PC? Or will you eventually end up swapping over to console? Because I think that's an excellent question for everybody out there. I'm going to throw that on the poll. And that's going to be, are you swapping to console if pricing remains this way? So new poll, guys, coming out. So will you end up swapping to console if it continues this way? Or are you going to fight the beast and try to remain as PC master race? That's what I want to know. Paid $220 for Corsair CL30. Now this 64 gigabytes is going crazy. 64 gigabytes is what everybody suddenly wants now. It's pretty insane. 64 gigabytes is what everybody wants when it comes to RAM. Like, if you look at a kit right now, let's look at a 64 gigabyte kit right now. So if you guys want to vote on the poll, all you have to do is put 1 or 2 and make your vote. Are you willing to swap the console? Or are you going to continue fighting? And yes, the game box, we need that to come out. Isn't it crazy how this whole DDR5 issue, or just RAM in general, has affected even Half-Life 3? Who would have thought, right? We have a lot of resistance. That's right, we need the resistance. It's almost like Terminator. You have to have the resistance that goes up against the machine. So we have a crew of I'll never go back. I love it. A machine. I'll be a Team Machine. It'll look like it'll be delayed, though, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. It is going to end up being delayed because of it. That's the whole reason why Half-Life 3 isn't coming out. So for all of us who are waiting for Half-Life 3, we are now suffering because of this whole RAM debacle. I think it has to do with more the pricing. I think they could build the Steam machine. It's just not going to be the pricing that they're looking for. CL36, 64 gigabytes for 219. That's actually not bad. It's crazy to say how that's not bad, but technically that's like horrific. I can never go back to controller. I love the resistance I'm seeing against the AI. We are the boards, so AI is the playing on the PC. You know what's funny? Who plays PC with a controller? That's the next poll I'm gonna throw up there. So since we have a strong resistance, I think we figured out our answer here. And I will ask, this one's going to be more of a multiple choice, guys. The next question I will ask, and this is going to be based on, let's see, I'm going to reset this poll. And this one's going to be based on, do you use a controller or do you play mouse and keyboard on your PC? So let's go ahead and set this poll up real quick for you guys. I'll put yes, no, and depends on game. Maybe that's good enough. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, poll's going up. There it is. So, do you use a keyboard and mouse, or do you use a controller for? Most people, I think, will go depends on the game, right? That's, I kind of figured that. Because for me, personally, I can't, like a game like, for example, let's say Dark Souls, right? Would you use a controller or would you use keyboard and mouse? Or, let's say another game like Shadows of Tomb Raider. I use both. Okay. So most people, I kind of figure that. It all depends on the type of game. Oh, LSG's hardcore. He's like, F that controller. He's like, give me Batman Arkham Asylum. I'll play that on a keyboard and mouse. I get it. Because, like, even when I was younger and I played GTA 3 on PC, I didn't even have a controller at the time. And I remember I would have to use, like, a keyboard and mouse. It wasn't too bad, actually. Wasn't too bad playing like that. To never stop since Super. Wow. You even have some people that just are hardcore controller users. Wow. So this is a quite interesting debate here. Keyboard and mouse because I don't need aim assist. Oh, that's a hit for some of the controller people out there. I agree. I don't need aim assist either. I feel that aim assist has certainly killed off a lot of those FPS games. Oh, that was evil. LSG with the burn. Yeah. Almost just as bad as the burn when it comes to the whole DDR5 issue. Single players and driving is controllers and anything else is... I get it. My fingers are too fat for the controller. And no aim assist. Have you seen people play games such as Call of Duty, like Black Ops 7, like when they first released it, and they had aim assist off, and you saw how they ended up playing without the aim assist, like specifically when it comes to like the when it comes to console users, and their aim is just like all over the place. It's just they can't focus on the target. It's just everywhere, and they're like, F this game. It's quite insane, like how much aim assist really does step in. And you know, I just noticed something about the whole 6400 mega transfers kit here, is that if you look at the cast latency, it's at CL32. That is insane. I'm curious if let's go to Micro Center, because at least I think we need some friendliness in our life. We don't need to see some Newegg pricing. Because Newegg seems like they want to kill themselves at this point. Mostly no aim assist on shooter games, even I fail. I stopped playing Apex Legends because it made me mad. It's crazy because it's just like, if their target's right there and they're facing directly straight, and you'll know they use aim assist because it's like, it almost locks on because they're looking directly straight at you. Not at you, but if they're looking straight at something else, and then if you're standing over there on the right, you just see them turn over and it just like locks into place. It's like almost like a heat-seeking missile or something. Using a controller in FPS is kind of like pissing in the sink. It is. It is. It's almost like a large like training wheels when it comes to first person shooters. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at some RAM. I'm curious to see how it's looking at Micro Center here. So if we look at 6400 megahertz for CL30, see if they have any for CL30. Nope. First thing we get is, oh no, we don't have any. Hey, now I still like my controller, but I'm old. I'm curious, how many people out there still have for all the OGs out there, who has the 360 controller still? Just out of curiosity, anybody still use the Xbox 360 controller out there when it comes to PC gaming? Oh yeah, for sure. I'm going to check out the Discord chat, guys. Feel free to send messages in Discord, and we will definitely show them live. Let's see, right here. Let me take a look. Oh, there it is. That's it. That's the RAM kit you have. That's insane. This is it, guys. This is Takuma's RAM kit. And let me just switch it off just like this, guys. This is Takuma's RAM kit right there. Insane. No, I use the PS5 controller, but I need to learn to use the mouse and keyboard better. I get it. I still like my controller. So I'm curious. So nobody in here has used the Xbox 360 controller. I had one. I kind of wish I kept it. I ended up getting rid of it. I don't know why. I wonder if people made a tech device that makes the game think it's the controller, but I'm sure it's out there. There's a way on Battlefield 6 where you can turn off aim assist for the console users. It's like you have to go into the menus, and I forget exactly which setting you change, but there's a setting there where it turns off aim assist for console users. So if you are in a lobby with them, that it will end up making them not use aim assist. So I wanted that kit, but it was never in Micro Center. SSD. Oh yeah, that's true. I think the only ones I saw were the Corsair kits that they had. They definitely had the Corsair kits for sure. I used the PDP Afterglow Xbox 3. Oh really? Yeah, that's a decent controller too. What's up, Dukeland? I used to borrow my 360. I gotta say, 360 controller is goated though. It definitely is one of the goated controllers there. So let's go over to Micro Center. We're gonna take a look at some RAM here, guys, and we're gonna see if we can score a deal. Desktop memory. And just to let everybody know that they do have the bundles again in Micro Center. So if you are building a PC, they actually bundled the RAM and everything together again. Silent Fusion says that there are devices that I won't name that emulate controller movement. Oh, there you go. Silent Fusion news. It's a problem in the online console games. Oh, I would imagine so. Yeah, and the Samsung 9100 Pro SSD is calling my name, but it's 4 terabyte. You know, it's crazy because originally the whole 4 terabyte SSD should have been way cheaper. In fact, it's probably still at the same price. I bet that they still have it at that price I'm thinking of. If it's 470, I think it is now for the 9100 Pro. Can you guys suggest a good controller under 100 to 150 USD? I would say look for a controller. I can't think of its name, but was highly recommended. It uses actually Hall effect sticks practically. That's what you want to look for when it comes to a really decent controller, because then that's less breakdown when it comes to it. Because most controllers, they use analog, and analog is the one where it starts to do like things like joystick drift. Yeah, and as you guys can see, SSDs are still pretty much priced pretty high. It's at $470 if you guys are looking for some 4 TB RAM for PCI Express 5. And even if you take a look, like it doesn't have to be PCI Express 5, but if you take a look here and you look at for an SSD, let's look at a 990 Pro for 4 TB. It's going to be close to the same price, which is wild. And it makes no sense. What's up, Raids? Is now a good time to go for, I mean, you can, if you're able to get, see, tell me how that makes sense, guys. It's not that far of a difference. $420 for 4 TB. Scuff controllers are great too. Nah, you know, yeah, you know what? Let's take a look. That's a good question. Let's see if they got some 9970X Threadrippers in stock, because we were looking for that last time. All right, so in order to find it, let's see. You go to, where was it? Top deals, and where was it? AMD bundles, and then from here we can look for it. I got 91. Oh, that's it. See, you got it at a good price point then, Jonathan. That was a good time to get it, but now I'm concerned with lane sharing when it. Yeah, I get it. Lane sharing could be a big issue. Here you go. Like, some of these bundles are actually good. They're not the Newegg, not the Newegg bundles. Like the 500, this one's not bad. You get a 7700X with the B650, and you get 32 gigabytes of DDR5 for $500. Maybe it's super cheap controller with all the trinkets. I'm definitely got to send out some more controller reviews for you guys out there, for those who are interested in controllers. Here it is. This is they only got the 9970X. And let's see if it is in stock. I bet the RAM is in stock though. Let's take a look. No, they still don't have it. It's still sold out here, unfortunately. So if anyone's looking for that kit, it's sold out in the Miami section, at least. Mamba is a super cheap controller with all, yes. I got my 9100 8 TB for $750. Yes, now it's near 9. Isn't that crazy? Like how much the price jump is, like from the big sale. Does it? Yeah, let's try a different location. Let me see. I think I would have to change it up here. Where was it? Yeah, I would have to change it up there. I'm curious to see what for us, the close, the next closest store for us here in Florida would be Georgia. So that would be quite the drive if they do have it there. But it might be worth it though, right? One of the deals of Micro Center is if you buy the processor and the RAM is 200 with. Yeah, I mean see, those are decent. Oh, they have it there. Oh wow, how far is that from Miami? I'm gonna Google it right here. So what I'll do, I'm gonna say Miami, Florida to Marietta, Georgia, Micro Center, and see what comes up. Oh wow, that's quite the drive. You just saw it, right? 9 hours and 48 minutes. That's a 10-hour drive, guys. I would have to take a road trip out there. But they have it. Let me see. It says bundle now, build with it. Does anyone know, if you go to Micro Center and say, hey, I want to buy this kit, is there a way that the Georgia store can send it here? The longest trip to Micro Center. That's a good question. That would be fun. Go to the one all the way out here to Georgia. You know what I'm curious. Here it is. It says items purchased as part of the bundle are not eligible for individual returns. Kind of figured that. It's funny because I asked this at the last stream, and I was trying to figure out, is it possible to return one piece? But it seems like they have everything in stock. I wonder if they got the RAM in stock. I wonder if that other Georgia location's a bit closer. Let's see. Okay, they have this one. They have it also. Let me try this one. Yeah, that's a good, maybe just call them. Maybe I can call them and ask. Georgia to Miami, Florida. 10 hours. Okay, this is really 10 hours. That is really a 10-hour drive, guys. That's insane, right? Just imagine going to Micro Center and you want to get the 9090 on a 9970X bundle. It's pretty crazy how that sold out here. All right, so change back to the Miami sector. Let's hope. I really hope they build another one. The nearest 7 hours, and it's the same state. Oh, really? Oh no, that's terrible. Because if I remember correctly, LSG, you're also based in Texas as well. What you need to stock it. You know, let me try this. Try to text it to me. So that way, if they do get it in stock, I'll know. All right, let's take a look at some more bundles that are a bit more obtainable. Here we go. They have the 9960X. They're probably sold out of that too. Yeah, I know it. You know what it is? We get... Yeah, you get to return the whole combo. You can't just return. Yeah, that's the only thing, right? That's the only thing. So let's take a look. Now, they do have the 7700X bundle, and you get the Gigabyte B650 Gaming X AX V2 G-Skill. This is actually pretty fair. $500, you get 3 items that can really start off your PC build. Now, you might be wondering exactly how quick it is. It is 6,000 megahertz, and the timing's decent. It's CL36. Compared to, remember what Newegg tried to do to us? Let's go on Newegg real quick. And you compare their bundle, that's just horrid. I don't know whose idea was like, hey, this is a great deal. $1,045 is a great deal for a bundle. What's up, Rainbow? Thank you. Micro Center
at super chatted $5. Micro Center is 6,000 miles from where I live because I live far, far away.
Oh no. Oh wow, that's insane. That far, Rainbow? That is insane. I feel terrible for you. We'll definitely go into a Micro Center stream sometime soon. We'll probably go sometime next month for sure. And we'll go Micro Center and we'll definitely stream it. Tell you what, Mr. Rainbow, you let me know what you would like to see at Micro Center, and we'll definitely check it out. Frozen! What's up, bro? What's up, bro? I know, I should, if I really get a chance to talk to somebody from Micro Center, if I ever get a chance to talk to somebody that is important at Micro Center, like a PR guy, or somebody that represents Micro Center, I would highly recommend them to go to Europe as well. Expand into Europe, please. Happy Saturday. Yes. Happy Saturday to everybody out there. Hopefully your Saturdays are great. And not great as December, because look how happy they look when they see the pricing. You see their face? That's their face. I guess that's what Newegg expects us to look like when we see the RAM kit, which looks like this. Like this, guys. I guess that's what our face is supposed to look like when we see their RAM kit. For $1,045 for that bundle, compared to what we can see on Micro Center for London. That makes sense. That sucks. That really does. It's crazy. Next week is Christmas. I know. It went by so quick. I feel like I was just at CES, like not that long ago. And then here we go. We're about to go to CES again. Here it is. For anybody that is interested in a bundle like this, who is close to a Micro Center, definitely be grateful for anyone that does have a Micro Center close to you, because at least you can be able to get it. Because they have over 25 in stock, which is pretty wild. So this is definitely a much more obtainable kit, because usually this RAM kit, this CL36 kit, as you know, can be quite expensive. I'm surprised that they're able to sell it at this price, which is great for any PC gamers out there. Shout out to Micro Center for making it possible for anyone to build a PC, because it really isn't. If they didn't have these bundle deals, there's no way that anybody can really afford PC gaming. We have Case King, but their deals aren't that great. That sucks. You got to ask if they price match Micro Center. I bought the Gigabyte RTX 5070 Ti Arrow. I can't fit an AIO. Oh, really? What case do you have, by the way? Oh, they're 100% cooking. Even if you want a white build, they have it. They have a motherboard upgrade. So if you want it in white, you can. You can get the Aorus Elite AX, which is even a better upgrade, to be honest, if you want to go full white. And they have the 9700X, B650. Now, I know there is some concern out in the PC community if you can upgrade to a Zen 6 if you go with a B650. And the thing is, we're not really true or 100% sure about it. Yeah, you are also, yes. Yeah. I have one Phoenix now, 37 miles. Oh, yes. Ernesto, what's up? I bought Gigabyte RTX 5070 Ti Arrow, and I can't fit the AIO and GPU in the case right now. Oh, really? But you gotta let us know what case you have. So, Gabriel, great question, because I know this is definitely the biggest concern right now. Everybody wants to know exactly when this will end, and I'll throw your question out in the spot there. And the thing is, we're not 100% sure. Nobody has a sure answer. In fact, SK Hynix doesn't know themselves. Samsung doesn't really know themselves. They can throw an estimate because they still have to build the fabs in order to fit the demand. There's so much demand that Samsung promised to fulfill so many orders that they're unable to even fulfill the orders themselves when it comes to their mobile division. And when it comes to SK Hynix, they also promised to fulfill a high demand. Micron just chose hey, this is where the money is going to be. We're not going to, in fact, we'll focus on something like HBM4s, which is a newer tech for AI that they can take advantage of when it comes to their LLMs. And the thing is, so Micron has practically disappeared when it comes to the in the consumer industry, and now all we have left is SK Hynix, and we also have Samsung. So until that other fab gets built, then that's when it's going to truly end. And for me, but if I was to really give a date, and if I were to take a guess, because they're obviously going to feel pressure in other aspects, and not just us on the consumer side, but on the company side too, on businesses that are not AI, then I believe more than likely it's not going to last as long as they claim, 2027, 28, but more into probably same time next year, which is probably late 26, if anything. So, did you see Gigabyte? Yeah. No, I did see that. It's funny because I think Tony actually brought it up. He mentioned it. I wonder if they even have it in stock at Micro Center, in fact, which is the Gigabyte. You guys are scaring me because I feel like this Project Wood's gonna end up happening for some weird reason. Oh yeah, so if any, they don't have it at Micro Center, but if you guys haven't checked out the merch shop, definitely do. I do have some fresh merch out there for those who are into Project Wood and Project Weeb. So Corsair frame 4000D, this RTX 5070 Ti is huge. Also Arctic, oh wow. Okay, so now I know exactly which frame you have, or I mean which PC case that you have. Yeah, and that's the thing. It is much thicker, but it is actually one of the most coolest AIOs that you can get out there. You might want to go 5000D. Is it possible you could swap it out for a 5000D? ASRock made a motherboard with the, yes, they did, and that's specifically going to be Intel based from what I've seen. I thought they were going to come out with an AM5 version. I was hoping so, at least. I hope Micron and other greedy companies go bankrupt with the AI bubble pops. That's the thing. It's crazy because I threw a poll out there. Nobody wants AI to really go away. You won't believe how many people. There was maybe 1 or 2 people that says they would give up AI. Mostly everybody on that poll said no, they want to give up AI. In fact, that they need it. And that's what I'm saying, Dark Style. That actually looks decent, right? That's why it scares me, because I feel like Project Wood's going to end up happening. Because you have this, you have a combination of this, right? So imagine this, and then you get the ASUS Pro Art wood PC case. And then you throw it into something like this. B&H has it. Looks like that. I think they have a lighter one too. That would actually not look too bad. Oh, this is bad, Takuma. Where's Wasabi? he would just fall into his knees. I know. Oh, stop showing this stuff. I know, right? See Project's word in the title. That's funny. Oh, stop showing, you're killing. They do have beige. This one's more of the red color. Yeah, the PA401. I think I just saw it too. It was, yeah, this one. It looks, forget how dark it looks. It's because I have. There it is. There it is. I just looked at the Godlike X motherboard. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Got. Right here. This is as much, wow. This is as much as DDR5, 64 gigabytes. That makes no sense to me still. Let me get the bigger pictures here. Let's see. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. That looks amazing now. Question for you. Would you build a PC because it looks good, or I feel like now I build a PC more for, I'd say, performance. I care about performance more than anything, and temps. So like if it comes to temps and performance, I'd say I focus more than that, because of course you can make it look nice aesthetically, but you don't want it to perform like a piece of crap. Don't do it yourself for $1,200. It's insane. You have something like this. Look at all the V cores. The VRM is insane. Keychron sells a wood accented keyboard. Oh, there you go for Project Wood. Keychron with wood accented keyboards. all I need is the cigar and whiskey. What's up, Amir? Good to see you. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I hope everything's been good with you. After like $500 for the motherboard and the features, these extreme motherboards have to be specific to pay it. Absolutely. Noctua. Noctua collab with Hoctua. Can you imagine that? That's I'm surprised you didn't go that direction, because that would bring up some relevancy for her, I guess. Especially after that whole crypto issue, right? I did both performance and looks, but it's costly. Yes. Sadly, my case is not the best with airflow, but the Y70 looks great. I love the Y70. Actually, that's one of the cases that I would love to try out. It's one of those cases I've always seen, but I never really got to mess with it. That and the TYRX panoramic CPU cooler. I think, if I remember correctly, I think LSG ended up getting that, because I think that would look amazing. That OLED, it's like an OLED CPU cooler, which it looks like this. TYRX AIO. And here it is, 360. There it is. That looks pretty dope. And you can even rotate it. When the X870E Arrow wood is coming out, I'm going to get the motherboard. I like that this, even if Wasabi's going to kill you for that one. Also, Antec Flux not, oh yeah, they do have that. I almost forgot all about that. I got to see that in person too. Oh, Darks, yes. This is quite dope though. I love how it looks. I really do. And it's probably pretty silent, I would think, right? The Antec Flux Pro Noctua. Let's look it up. Right here. That doesn't look too bad. That honestly looks decent. It's not overly woody. With 4.6 of kit and it can thermal, they removed the fan from the VRM. Really? No, I replaced the fans on the TYRX for Lean Lee fans, but yeah, it's quiet. Lean Lee fans are actually quite quiet. They are certainly are. Now, when it comes to Antec, these are actually not too bad too. 27.5 decibels. That's honestly pretty silent when it comes to a PC fan. That's not bad at all. This would go great, especially for anyone that wants to go. And they also have the iShift PSU mount. They still don't sell it, but it looks like that they showed it. You know what's crazy? Has anyone checked out Noctua's PSU? Noctua has actually a PSU, but it's with Antec too. But it's expensive. Really expensive. No, Seasonic. Take a look at this. It's $1,600. This would go great for anyone that's going for like a Threadripper type of build or building LLMs, but it's just so expensive for it. Crazy expensive. I think they want, let me see. Yeah. I have to, hopefully you got to check that out, Dark Style. I did get their GPU. I ended up getting their GPU. And it's awesome. It's in this build, the stream build that I'm using right now, actually, is based on Noctua. And it's quite the difference in GPU sound. You don't hear the fans at all. It's like dead quiet. This one, they're selling $653, and this is sold by Noctua Cooling Solutions. Is this actually Noctua? Yeah, it is. So they're selling it for $653. That's insane. Isn't that crazy expensive? So imagine getting this 1600 watts. I'm surprised it doesn't. You know what's crazy? Oh yeah, it does. It has two 12-volt high power ports, so you can hook up two cards to it if you wanted to. Yeah, you know, Alice, that's a great question, because if we go like for this full Project Ninja build, it would be kind of like pretty much like a combination, like pretty much of Noctua and just like all stealth. But I kind of picture it all black if I can make it all black. But most importantly, it's just not going to have any RGBs. That's going to be like a project that I'm currently working on. Just straight up stealth that you don't even know that a PC's there. That Noctua GPU, black market. Yes. Absolutely. Is there a black? Oh, really? That's insane. I think that would be a high demand. I think a lot of people would certainly like that. But let me share with you guys. At first, we got a new video that will be. I just realized something. There we go. We do have a new video coming out that will be out tomorrow, so you guys can check it out. It's going to be based on a case that we're going to be using for the Intel build that is coming up. It's on the Z890 Gigabyte Wars Master, and we also do have some components pretty much ready for it. All we really have to get is a CPU cooler, and pretty much a CPU cooler and a I'd say GPU, obviously a GPU. So those are the things that we will be doing. Yes, Ernesto, I know you're excited for it. And that's when we can do that whole Micro Center visit too. I don't know about going to Georgia just quite yet, but that would be fun though. Maybe, so Ernesto might know. For anybody that is, if anyone here is from the Vegas area, just a quick question. Out of curiosity, how close is a Micro Center around that whole Vegas strip? Just out of curiosity. If anyone here is from Vegas. So, because I'm curious to know if there is close to them. I could probably Google it, but I figured it'd be best to ask someone that is from that area, because then they can tell me with specific details, like how it's like. But anyway, maybe we can check a Micro Center there, even in Vegas, out of curiosity to see if they have the parts that we're looking for. And also, if we're going to end up taking anything home with us during the whole CES 2026. Yeah, and also, for if you guys are curious, I did find out that Jensen Huang is also going to be at CES 2026, but it's not going to be for NVIDIA. It's going to be based off of it's going to be based off of Siemens, and they're going to be practically talking about the whole AI side of things. So let me take a look here. Las Vegas, just out of curiosity. So I'm assuming nobody is from that area there. Las Vegas, Micro Center. And let's see, store locator. Let's take a look. Yeah, I know you're in Arizona. I know it's like a little bit further. Oh, they got one coming in Austin. That might be good for LSG. Miami, let's see. Checking right now. I don't think they have any. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Unfortunately, CES is going to be based like on a lot of AI stuff. That's what most of the emails say, at least. It's a lot of AI productions. And we'll definitely check it out. There's a couple things that I did sign up for, so if you guys want to see anything in specifics, feel free to ask. If you're looking for any specific developer, one of the people that we are going to end up checking is we're going to look at a couple of VR places at CES, because out of curiosity, I would love to play games such as like Half-Life Alyx, because I hear that it's actually pretty damn awesome to play any of those games. So we'll check that out. But yes, it's going to be practically based on AI. And I want to check out the whole 3D printing side too, because Noctua came out with something, I gotta say, is quite interesting, which is they actually came out with a 3D filament, a printer. Here it is. And how you can have like the actual colors. And here, you can actually do, what I'd be curious about is doing like 3D prints when it comes to like PC cases. How that would be like. Because can you imagine like doing they even give you a recommended setup. Smooth PEI, textured, and satin. And I would love to see, let's see, they have Noctua Beige and Noctua Brown when it comes to 3D printing. I just can't see what I would use a 3D printer enough to, yeah, that's the thing. You would think that, but there's, you like that too, right, Frozen? I agree. Who agrees with Frozen there? That would be pretty dope, right? Let's see. Oh, here's all the things that they, that you can do. So you can add the airflow amplifier. So these are, you can make the grommets for it. Frameworks desktop custom fan duct. They got quite a bit. That's pretty dope. Let me see this. That's really interesting. I would want one, but it would be more of a toy. That's what it practically is, unless we find like some sort of real true use. So this is a custom fan duct for a mini PC. I want to build, I want to 3D print like a full-on PC case. That's what I really want to do. That's what I was hoping to see. Let's see. All models. Because then I think that would draw a lot of attention. Just imagine you can print your own PC case, like, and you can design it exactly like how you would want it. But that would be pretty amazing. Oh yeah, I just realized I didn't share this with you guys. Let's see. So it looks just like this. Oh. And this is what they have. I have one for you. It's an NAS worth the investment. I see Ugreen has them now. Have your own. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Having your own LLM. Yeah, that's the thing. Filament can more than likely get pretty expensive, I would imagine. Especially if you buy so much of it. This is all Noctua's branded filament, too. I have the Bamboo X1C because my hobby is to fly RC planes and jets, and I can make money many parts if they break. That's very useful in that sense. Because I've seen like really amazing stuff. Like I've seen people print out like basketballs like on a 3D printer. Like one of those airless basketballs. I thought that was pretty dope. And I heard it works excellent. But this is all the stuff that Noctua features. And this is their version of their PLA, which is their presentment, I think it is. And here's all the different prints that they do have. All easy to print PLA they have, apparently. See, to use a case is great. I just don't have a hobby like that. Yeah, you know, I'm just curious. Is it large enough? Because I know, like, when it comes to 3D printing, you would have to end up putting pieces and pieces together. So you would have to, I wonder how many parts would it take in order to get the PC case together, and how it would. I feel like the Noctua desk fan is great. I like it. I think so too. I think it's pretty awesome how it looks. But yeah, they give you their recommended printing setup. They recommend smooth PEI, textured, and satin. So, but it's nice that they do offer their own version of it if you want to get the true Noctua colors there. But I do like this. All printable models on printables.com. But yeah, so for anyone that is just coming in, I know we got pulled into the whole 3D printing side. But I was going to say, for anybody that is coming in and who is concerned about building a PC, and you are looking for some RAM, I've been hearing this question quite a bit, which is exactly when will this whole RAM fiasco end up ending? For those who are looking to build or trying to upgrade your PC, I highly suggest to just upgrade as soon as you can, within December, because you're going to see price increases everywhere. In fact, over in Japan, with the RTX 5070 and the RTX 5070 Ti has increased in price. The RTX 5070 Ti has went up about $100 USD. The RTX 5070 has gone up about $60. So the price increases are coming. It just hasn't hit here in the US at least, or in the European market just quite yet. So if you are in need of getting a GPU, certainly take a look at it. And if you are in need of RAM, unfortunately, it's not going to bounce back down anytime soon, because even Samsung is denying themselves of giving out any RAM to even their mobile division as they need it. Because if you don't know already, they have this new trifold phone that has released, and they don't even want to end up giving it to their whole mobile division, their whole side of it. So we might not even see new phones from them. In fact, they're even going to slow down production when it comes to smartphones, handhelds, and also when it comes to the laptop market. It's 8 gigabytes is going to be a bit more of the norm compared to a handheld, where it's going to be probably more or so 4 gigabytes. So if you have a 12 gigabyte phone, certainly be happy of what you have. So a case would be difficult because it would have to be printed in sections. You'll be dealing with the strength. I see. I kind of figured it would be a little bit tough to do unless you have like a really large 3D printer. And I can imagine that would get quite expensive. So I just want to build a streaming PC and Linux OS. And that could easily be done. It's still affordable. In fact, we can go to Micro Center. Hopefully you guys have a Micro Center near you. If you do, you can take advantage. And yes, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And also we do have commands in the channel. Micro Center has a $200 32 gigabyte DDR5 RAM kit. And that's the thing. That's what I've been telling everybody. Take advantage of Micro Center's deals because they certainly do exist. In fact, I do want to show everybody that you can easily get, say, an AMD bundle. This one's really hard to pass up. You can get this whole $500 kit, which would usually cost you, the RAM itself would be $500, which is insane. Yes, I'm in Columbus. Oh, really? Oh, that's crazy. Headquarters. How is that Micro Center? I'm just curious how that Micro Center is. So if anyone is looking to build a PC, it's still possible. I would usually recommend to go to a Micro Center if you're close to it. But Krauser is correct. Take advantage of those deals. 7700X you can get for $500. That includes the RAM, CPU, and the motherboard. You can get the base bundle. They have another one, but I don't think anybody just wants a standard 16 gigabyte RAM module. Because that's kind of pointless there. That's kind of funny, I feel. I feel that this bundle's certainly the best, especially in the 9700X. It's worth spending the extra $30 Oh, really? It wasn't worth it for you. Oh, that sucks. I feel bad for you, Deli. Which Micro Center did you end up going to? Buy any CPU and can get 32 gigabytes DDR5 for $200 also. Oh, really? That's actually a decent deal too. The one near LA. Oh, man. That one's probably a bit of an older store, I would think. Did they just not have what you were looking for? What product were you looking for? Was it that they did not have? I live in Dubai now. That was a year ago. Oh, I see. What's Dubai's version of Micro Center, out of curiosity? I'm sure they got their version of a store. See, I have the case, motherboard, and AIO are ready from leftover parts. I just need the CPU, GPU, and the RAM. Ah, yeah, I get it. That's what most people end up needing. But I do like a lot of the kits that they do offer. If you end up going for, say, this kit, it makes me curious. Let's try to swap out not this one, the 9700 kits. In fact, you probably just go to build with it, and then from there we can do it that way. Go with build with it. We'll go with the MSI Pro. Intel should change their business and use factories for. Oh, could you imagine that they just gave up this whole semiconductors side and they just said, you know what? Let's just go. We're meant for RAM, guys. We're not meant for creating CPUs anymore. That would be funny. Let's change this. I was looking for a monitor, any great deals for my short form factor build, but to be honest, I didn't buy any stuff without researching. I ended up buying everything off Amazon and whatever that big PC part website. Oh, okay. I see. So probably Newegg or something. Probably ended up going with. So let's try this is, see, $400. That makes more sense. $400 for a 9800X 3D. It's not for. I don't know what Newegg is thinking. They charge so expensive. Newegg's been ass. It's been straight up ass. Look, $730 for this kit. Fair. That's a very fair price. You're spending only $200 on the RAM technically. So that's at $336. $730 is actually really good, man. That's actually a really good deal. No, these are the open box. Yes. Usually Micro Center is actually really good with that kind of stuff. So if you are buying anything open box from Micro Center, it is worth it. It's just it's not worth buying anything that's I would say Micro Center is really good when it comes to motherboards, even because they actually are the ones that check the pins and they check everything about it before that it goes up for resale. And they'll usually honor anything if there is a problem with the motherboard, they will usually end up swapping it out. So yes, and you still get their warranty. Yep, that's exactly what Dark says. Because you look at this bundle, right? And then you compare something like Newegg, and it makes no sense. Like let's say you swap out the motherboard. Maybe the motherboard's really expensive because that's not even that expensive. It's $259. But let's just swap it out for a cheaper one. This is now we're on Newegg trying to create a bundle, and I guess they just like to make fools of themselves because their bundle makes absolutely no sense here. Because we're gonna go say X870 AYW as you wish board, right? A cheaper board. So we go ahead and choose that, and we get the RAM. And altogether, you're going to still pay. Again, you're only getting a $20 discount off of a 9800 X3D. And that's $459, which is retail. It's insane, right? It's absolutely insane. It's not like Amazon where they say, yes, exactly. It's not like Amazon. Amazon is a sketchy area. It's a really sketchy spot. ASUS X870 AYW is only $10 off. So you get it for $169. And then you pay for the RAM. They say you get $60 off and you're paying minus 130. They're over exaggerating here. That's just sad. That really is just sad. So your savings is $133, but look at the subtotal. Tell me how that makes sense. If you guys see that subtotal there, that just makes no sense at all. That's just terrible. Yeah, that makes no sense. So if you have a Micro Center near you guys, take advantage of it because Newegg is insane. They really are. Like, why would anyone pay $1,200 for it? How is it more if I ended up picking an as you wish board? How's it more? Oh, really? It's selling out everywhere. Say we check out Amazon. I feel like I'm surprised Amazon doesn't have their own kits that they've been put together here, right? So, say you go on Amazon, you go ahead and try to purchase some RAM. Let's say we go DDR5 CL36 because that's like the new CL30 today. The Lee H2OK 7900 degree pulse, 64 gigabytes of RAM, 13600K, 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes of Samsung M.2 ROG Strix motherboard 1300 ish. That's not bad at all. Considering that you got all those parts, it's insane to think that that's now more of the, like, it seems like it's unobtainable at this point. G-Skill's Trident C5 RGB series, here we go. Same V color for 460. Oh, really? Here we go, 32 gigabytes, 6,000 mega transfers, CL36. Not bad. Now tell me how that beats out Newegg. Tell me how that ends up beating out Newegg, 373. That's really not that bad. But the only thing is, it says Intel XMP and it is also AMD Expo. So I guess you can go ahead and do both. So if anyone is looking for RAM, this is actually not that bad of a deal for CL36. 373, sad to say, but this is probably like more of the better prices that you can find if you're looking for RAM. And Amazon is actually selling it as a better price than Amazon, ironically. And it's crazy. I mean, it's Newegg is not selling it as a good deal as Amazon, which is insane. I'm scared to order RAM. I hate to return it if you get a dead stick. Yeah, it's pretty crazy because Amazon's become the name to where it's become a bit more sketchy when you order parts because you're not sure if you're going to get the part that you've asked for. I mean, they're starting to send out RAM with rocks in it in the box. I'm scared to. Funny story. Went through 4 motherboards and replaced every component twice. except the 7900 GRE, because it would work between 2 weeks and 3 months at the time before the motherboard would just die for I don't know. And this was through Amazon, was it? Not to mention it takes 30 days or more for a refund. Yeah, that's bad. That's not good. Patriot Viper has one. 6000 megahertz, CL36, 360, not too bad. What's up, Carl? Not to mention takes 30 days. Yes. So if anybody does purchase off of Amazon, be really careful. You want to make sure to check down here in this area here, if you can see what I'm looking at, which is you want to make sure it's sold by official Patriot Memory Store. Do not purchase from any other sketchy names. So if you get it from the official Patriot, I would feel that's a bit more reliable, because now there's a lot more third-party sellers too as Amazon, so be careful of that. More than likely those are the ones to watch for. Will this lead, more than likely it's going to lead into a price increase, especially if they end up pushing it for the next year. Now what can happen is Valve can decide, hey, we're not going to release Steam Frame, or we're not going to release the Steam Machine for 2026. We could release it for 2027 for the whole memory to stabilize. So if that does happen, don't be surprised. That's going to be more than likely the case if they want everything to end up stabilizing in price, if they want to get everybody a fair price when it comes to RAM, or if it comes to the Steam Machine, Frame, or any type of other device that you're into. Nintendo Switch is even going to up their prices because of their new Switch 2, which is already high as it is. It's already about, what is it, $450, I think, for the Switch 2. And their prices are also going to end up going up because it's up 42% for their side on the whole RAM and NAND. So they're going to obviously have price increases, which are going to end up, it's going to end up costing as much as like an ASUS ROG Ally, which is pretty insane. So it was my third PC build and never had a problem. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, it happens for all of us. Yes, so the Switch is also getting hits. Laptops are also, yes, and that's a crazy thing. Laptops are also getting quite expensive. Because now the standard is again going to be 8 gigabytes back onto the laptop side. For handheld devices such as phones, it's going to go back to 4 gigabytes. So we're going into retro tech practically. So if you have anything now, scroll up a little and read my other comments. Sure. Funny, let's see. Ended up replacing the motherboard with something different and hated a big case, and it's working fine. It would just keep turning off and really fit. Oh, really? That's not good. I heard PC cases will. I don't know why it would go up. If that's the case, that would be a little bit odd, for sure. Yes, and Unreal Engine games are plentiful. This will be fun. Yes. Yeah, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, we're going to end up playing older games. So if everyone's smart out there who has a PC, where else are you streaming? Usually, I do also gaming streams as well, but that will end up being probably another time. I let everybody know. Just follow onto Discord and check it out. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And I do let everybody know or follow as well on Twitch. So lower RAM and new games and not optimize. Well, the problem is they're going to have to optimize at this point. Otherwise, no one's going to play the new games. Oh, it's because I also stream on Twitch as well. That's why. Yes. So have you ever, yes. I actually did game on the Threadripper to see what it would be like. And it does play okay, but it's not meant for it. You have to park all the extra cores that you have. you're not going to use them. Yeah, you're going to be focused on probably using one or two of the because it's not going to really make any sense for you to use all the other cores. You can multitask though if you really wanted to, like crazy. So is it true that every 8 gig? Yes, it's 100% true. That is a AMD statement. It's funny, right, Ernesto? No, you don't have to. Not on the extra D. You don't have to. You won't have to worry about that. Well, here's one more reason to delay GTA. Exactly the case. But I thank everybody for joining into the stream. I'm about to switch over to the members chat. If you want to join in, make sure to be part of the roundtable. It's all you have to do is hit the join button, and it's nowhere near the cost of a Xbox Game Pass or near the pricing of RAM. No problem, guys. It will. Just again, it's give it time. It's not going to be exactly the same, but just give it time. Yes. Live stream on the next one. Make sure to join in, guys. If you want to be part of the round table, make sure to join in. Live stream. Oh yeah. CES will be it's still a little bit away. It's still like three weeks from now. CES will be, yeah, let me see, nearly 2 weeks away. I'd say less than 3 weeks away. But we'll start streaming this Sunday on January the 4th. We'll be starting the CES live streams. So make sure to tune in for that. And again, if you want to join in onto our wonderful members roundtable to be a part of the magic. So thank you guys for all coming into the stream. And if you want to join in into the members only live stream, make sure to join in. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to keep an eye out for the upcoming stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and have a wonderful weekend.